Hello, my dear students. I'm back again with another video to discuss more about carbon and its compounds. So, let us discuss about this chapter more. We have discussed in the previous video about saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now, moving ahead, carbon shows two major properties called as catenation and tetravalency, right? So, let us understand that when the catenation is shown by carbon, how does it form carbon-carbon bonds? What are different types of catenation? Let us discuss about that. In case of catenation, it can be carbon-carbon bond can be in the chain form or in the branch form or in the ring form. So what are these chain, branches and rings? Right? Let us understand. In case of open chain or long chain, carbon-carbon bond will be in continuous chain form, just like a neck piece, where the beads are arranged one after the another. So, such catenation is called as open chain or long chain, or such compounds are also called as open chain compounds. It looks like this. If you see here, black color dots represent carbon. This is carbon. Okay, na? So carbonally, there are bonds around carbon which will be for hydrogen. So carbon is bonding with hydrogen. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಒಂದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಈ ತರ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್. ಈ ತರ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಚೈನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರನ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 100-200 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅಹೆಡ್, ಇದು ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಐಟಮ್, ಇದು ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಒಂದ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್. To that, when an extra carbon gets attached like this, here this is working as a branch. This particular carbon is working as a branch. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಇದು ಒಂದು ಚೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಈ ಚೈನ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದನ್ನ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ಡ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಎ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ಡ್ ಚೈನ್, then it must minimum have 4 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just a minute. So third carbon, 3 carbon is in continuous chain. ಈಗ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದರೆ then it becomes a branch. It becomes a branch. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ? ಸೊ carbon, if it should form branch, it should have minimum 4 carbons. Minimum 4 carbon is must if it should form a branch. With 3 carbon or 2 carbon or 1 carbon, branch cannot be formed. Okay, yes. So this structure I'll show you again. You can see here 1 carbon, 2 carbon, third carbon. Now the branch comes 4th carbon, which I have shown you down. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ತೋರಿಸಿರೋದನ್ನ here I have shown you upside. Both are same. If I reverse it, it becomes upside. That's it. So for the chain to get formed, minimum 4 carbon is must. But for a open chain or long chain, it's not like that. 1 carbon will also form open chain, 2 carbon, 3 carbon can also form open chain. Got it? Now let us go for ring structure. How does this ring structure takes place? Third one, ring structure, let us understand. So ring structure means it should be a closed one. Ring structurally, it should be a closed structure, closed ring ಇರಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? 2 carbon cannot form a closed ring. Minimum it should be 3 carbon. If 3 carbon is there, then it can form a closed ring. How it can form with 3 carbon? Let us see that. 1 carbon, another carbon, third carbon. Okay, if it should form closed structure, these 2 carbon are linked, these 2 carbon are linked, these 2 carbon are linked. What's this particular diagram looks like? This particular is in the shape of triangle, right? So if 3 carbon atom form a closed ring that appears like triangle. So what if it forms with 4 carbon atom? 4 carbon atom will definitely form a closed ring in the shape of square. Hope you are seeing here. Here, this 4 carbon form a closed ring. Here, valencies of 2 carbon valency is filled with only 2 bonds. 2 bonds are still more left, which will be definitely filled with hydrogen. Hydrogen can fill these 2 more valencies, which I'm drawing just lines which will be filled with hydrogen. Here also 2 valencies filled, 2 more is left. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So, for a closed ring structure to be formed, it should have minimum 3 carbon. 2 carbon cannot form closed ring structure. Moving ahead, let me show this ring structure. Here, triangle shaped with 3 carbon, square shaped with 4 carbon. I'll show you with 6 carbon. 5 carbon adre yav structure agutte? Just you recall from your mathematical knowledge and try to answer this. Okay. Now, let me show you with 6 carbon a ring structure. Here 6 carbon atoms are there. As it should form ring structure, it should be closed structure. So bonds get formed. Can you see here, children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bonds. And each carbon has got 2 bonds satisfied, and these 2 will be for hydrogen. So I can write hydrogen for these lines. Empty lines indicates there should be hydrogen. Okay, so this particular carbon compound which is in a closed form with how many carbons? With 6 carbons. This particular carbon compound with 6 carbon. ಎಷ್ಟು hydrogen ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Count the number of hydrogen, children. If you see from the first carbon ನಾನು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪ್ ಒನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ you can see that it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. There are 12 hydrogen. Carbon are 6. So C6H12 is its formula. And this particular structure is called as cyclohexane. It's called as cyclohexane. Cyclo because triangle is there. Cyclohexane anta ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇದೇ ತರ 6 carbon, but here carbon to carbon bond is single bond. That's why hexane, alkane, hexane, right? So if it will have double bond, how the structure would be with same 6 carbon? Let us see that. You can see here 6 carbon with 1 double bond here. Let me erase it so that it will become easy for you to see. Yeah. Hope you are able to see now. Look at this particular structure. Here also 6 carbon is there, right? This 6 carbon is having single bonds, but double bonds are also between 1 carbon. Okay. These 2 carbon is having double bond. Next, with another carbon, with another carbon. But look at the location of double bond, children. One double bond, here 2 bonds are there. Here one bond is there. Again here 2 bond, again here 1 bond. Then comes 2 bond, then comes 1 bond. So such structure, it's having alternative single and double bonds. Alternative single and double bonds are there. Okay. And that particular structure with 6 carbon atoms. Okay, is having 6 carbon atom. Each carbon valency is filled 1, 2, 3 valency is filled by the carbon itself, and 1 valency is left, and that is for hydrogen. That is for hydrogen. Here hydrogen will be there. So how many hydrogen? 1, 2, third hydrogen, fourth one, here comes fifth one, and here comes sixth one. So the formula will be C6H6, and it's called as, it's a special structure that you should be very much aware of, is called as benzene. It's called as benzene. Benzene is having the molecular formula C6H6, and structural formula, this is called as structural formula. Structural formula like this. But when they ask you to write structural formula, you should also write hydrogen, which I have not written here. I have written with green color pen, right? So this is benzene. Benzene ಯಾಕೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ important ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 mark question will come from this. They may ask you to write the formula, molecular formula and formula and structural formula of benzene they can ask. So that's why this is quite important. So we have understood that long chain carbon compounds can get formed, that can have minimum of 1 carbon atom, maximum of how much ever. Whereas in case of second one, branched structures, it should have minimum of 4 carbon atoms, where the 3 carbon atoms are in one open chain and one will be as a branch to the middle carbon. Then third one, ring structure. For the ring structure to get formed, it can be with 3 carbon atoms to form a triangular structure. 4 carbon atoms will form a square and 6 carbon will form a hexagonal structure. 6 carbon atoms with all single bonds between them will form cyclohexane. 6 carbon atoms with alternative single and double bond will form benzene. So hexane formula is C6H6, whereas C6H12, whereas benzene formula is C6H6. Got it? So don't get confused between cyclohexane and benzene. So, main difference between cyclohexane and hexane and benzene is, in case of benzene, it's having alternative single and double bond. One bond double irutte, innondu single bond irutte. Let me move ahead for further discussion. Yeah, here you can see few of the formula of hydrocarbons. We have understood in the previous video that hydrocarbons are formed by compounds of carbon and hydrogen, right? From compounds of carbon and hydrogen are called as hydrocarbons. So here are few formulas and structures of hydrocarbons. One is methane, which you are already aware of. So this methane is CH4. Its structure goes like this. When there is one carbon atom, then it is called as meat ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. One carbon atom ಇದ್ರೆ meat ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Got it? Next, here, second one, number of carbon atoms are 2 here. When number of carbon atoms are 2, then when number of carbon atoms are 2, then the name is called when the number of carbon atom is 2, then it's called as ethane and its formula will be C2H6. How the structure is written? I have shown you in the previous video. 2 carbon is there. Okay. First you should join 2 carbon with single bond and 6 hydrogen atoms are there. So divide it to the 2 carbon. 3 for each and fill it with hydrogen. This is the structure of ethane. Then when 3 carbon atoms are there, it's called as propane, C3H8. Draw 3 carbon atoms. Okay. And when you draw 3 carbon atoms, draw 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Between each carbon atom, draw a single bond. Okay. Then H8, 8 hydrogen is there. This particular carbon at the end is having only one valency filled. How many valencies must for that carbon? 3 more valencies required. So it will combine with 3 hydrogen, whereas middle carbon is already filled with 2 valency, so it required 2 more hydrogen. Again, the last carbon which is in the end require 3 hydrogen. So this is how we should write for propane. Ide tara, if the 4 carbon is there, then it's called as butane. 4 carbon is, yeah, before that, methane, the structure na nodi, I have drawn in the form of circles, carbon with hydrogen, carbon electrons I have shown in the circle form and hydrogen in the cross form. These electrons will be moving all around the carbon and hydrogen because this will be available both for carbon and hydrogen. So moving ahead, so if 4 carbon atoms are there, then that particular carbon compound is called as butane C4H10. Right, 4 carbon atoms in chain and each carbon should have 4 valencies, okay, 4 bonds around it, 3 hydrogen for the first one, then 2 will be having 2 hydrogen, last one will have 3 hydrogen. Similarly, if 5 carbon is there, it's called as pentane. Pent means 5, C5H12 and this is the structure. If 6 carbon is there, it's called as hexane. Hex means 6, C6H12, 6 carbon atoms, 6 carbon atoms filled with hydrogen. So if it is 7, it's called as heptane. Got it, children? So if it is 1 carbon, methane. If it is 2 carbon, ethane. 3 carbon, propane. 4 carbon, butane. 5 carbon, pentane. And 6 carbon, hexane. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬೈ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. Got it? I'll move ahead. Let me erase this and move ahead. So moving ahead, let us see the structure. What are these? Let us see and try to find out what are these. You can see a carbon with 3 hydrogen, with another carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, and the 4th carbon. What is this structure? as I have shown you just before. 4 carbon with how many hydrogen? Try to count the hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. C4H10. C4H10 means it is butane, right? This particular structure is nothing but butane. It's having the formula C4H10. It's called as butane, right? So, butane ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Water diesel ಒಂದನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದು. Next structure. See here. 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon and 4 carbon. But what happened here? Here, 3 carbon is in one chain and 1 carbon is as a branch. 3 carbon in a chain, right? This is 3 carbon in chain, and one as branch. Though one is as branch, total how many carbons are there? Count. 4 carbons are there. Hydrogen ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hydrogen is also 10. But is this structure as same as first one? No, it's slightly different. So here, both have molecular formula C4H10. Both are C4H10. But first one is butane, second one is isobutane. Because second one is having same molecular formula, but one the branch agi bandirodake, its structure is slightly different from the first one. And such compounds having same molecular formula but different structures or structural formula are called as isomers. Isomers are nothing but compounds with same molecular formula but different structural formula are called as isomers. And this phenomenon of showing isomers is known as isomerism. Hagadre, if the carbon is showing isomerism, it should have minimum 4 carbon to show isomerism. In terms of structure, structurally isomerism ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ isomers ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು structural isomer ಮಾತ್ರ. Okay, for structural isomers ಅಂದ್ರೆ structurally they are different but molecular formula is same. So as they're structurally different, they are called as structural isomers. So I have shown you in the previous slide about 4 carbon atoms. Does it happen for 5 carbon also? Let us watch. Let us see. So in case of 4 carbon, where does it go? I'm sorry, let me take the pen again. Okay. So 5 carbon, 4 carbon we have seen. Let us try for 5 carbon. I'll start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the rest will be, dear children, hydrogen annu draw madolla. I'll just put the bond free. That indicates that the free bond will be filled with hydrogen. 3 hydrogen, 4, 5 hydrogen, 6, 7 hydrogen, 8, 9 hydrogen, 10, 11, 12 hydrogen. So the formula is C5H12, right? C5H12. This is one structure I have drawn. Similarly, I can draw one more structure, okay, where I'll take 4 carbon in long chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon in a long chain. And 5th carbon I'll put below 2nd carbon. Okay. Now, one valency is filled for this carbon. 3 more will be filled with hydrogen. For this one hydrogen, 4 hydrogen. For this 2 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen. For this 3 hydrogen, 9 hydrogen. And for this 3 hydrogen, 12 hydrogen. So this is different structure, right? Pi in complete long chain is first one. This is first one. And here, this is second one. Where 4 is in long chain, 1 as an extra. I'll draw one more possibility. 3 in chain. 1, 2, 3. 3 in chain. 2 more are left carbons, right? So there's 2 carbon, 1 carbon below the middle carbon, another carbon above the middle carbon. Here, middle carbon is filled with 4 valency, whereas each side carbon require 3 hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So again C5H12, this is the third possible structure. This is the third possible structure. Yes, dear children, in case of 5 carbon C5H12, which is generally called as pentane. Pentane show 3 isomers. Pentane show 3 isomers. Butane has shown 2 isomers. Pentane has shown 3 isomers. In that, this particular first structure is called as pentane. Pentane or N-pentane ಅಂತನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. N-pentane, normal pentane. N for normal pentane. Whereas this particular structure is called as, second one is called as isopentane. It's called as isopentane. Okay. And this particular structure is called as neopentane. Neo means new. Neopentane. So in case of pentane, it shows 3 isomers. Butane isomer and pentane isomers you must remember. Okay. So till now we had discussed about what are different types of catenation shown by carbon, that is carbon to carbon bond long chain alli irಬಹುdu, or it can be in closed structure, or it can be in the form of branches, and we have even discussed about isomers. Soon I'll come with another video with further discussion. Thank you for your patience listening. Do subscribe my channel, do share with your friends and family. If you like my videos, do like the videos and share. Thank you.